run with it, and then come back and plug it back in so I don't have to like run it underneath my shirt. Remember that show that they switched back and forth? Good afternoon, Beech Grove, and welcome to Swarmed. I'm Cody.
And I'm Adrian. Coming up, we have a YouTube video of the day brought to you by Vsauce.
And we'll show you some Indiana colleges for College Go Week.
But first, here's your picture of the day. It was submitted by Dalton Mitchell. If you have a great shot you want us to share, email it to swarmed@bgcs.k12.in.us or share it on Instagram or Twitter @bgswarmed.
College Go Week is coming to an end.
Here are some colleges that you may be interested in.
Thanks for joining University TV. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Levon. We're in front of the sample gates here at Indiana University, home of the Hoosiers.
And what better way to get this tour started than the campus's main entry?
Let's get going. Let's go to it.
Indiana University is located 50 miles south of Indianapolis in Bloomington, Indiana, blending a vibrant community and a small-town atmosphere.
You're within driving distance to Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Columbus. You could drive to Madison or Chicago. And since we're part of the Big Ten network, there's all sorts of opportunities sporting-wise if you want to follow your team.
Here on 4th Street, we have the largest concentration of ethnic restaurants, more so than anywhere else. IU Auditorium has major people coming here all the time. Bill Cosby's coming next year. Mamma Mia's been here. Basically, any Broadway show you're going to see is going to be here, and great influential and political figures have been here as well.
IU's campus has about 1,800 acres and is widely recognized as one of the most beautiful college campuses in the country. And make sure you guys check out this arboretum. Students come here to meet up with friends and to study.
Or you can take a power nap between classes.
Levon, what are you doing? We got to get this tour started. There are more than 30,000 undergrads at IU. 52% are female, 48% male, and 11,000 are students of color. The average class size is 34 with an 18-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio.
Transfer from a school with 2,000 students, and coming to IU with over 40,000, you have so many more opportunities. At a smaller school, you see the same faces every single day. At a larger school, you see new people, you get to meet new people all the time.
One of the reasons that I'm still at Indiana University is because I love my students. They're a lot of fun, they're go-getters, they're very hungry for knowledge.
Admissions to IU is selective. The average critical reading and math SAT is 1210. ACT composite score is 26, and the average GPA is at 3.6 on a 4.0 scale.
Indiana is going to make the admissions decision based primarily on the student's academic profile. That combination of college prep courses, a strong senior year, consistent grades, a solid grade point average, and standardized test scores.
I had to make a stop by the Herman B. Wells statue, past University Chancellor. Rumor has it you shake his hand, your time here at Indiana will be a success.
Indiana resident tuition is roughly $8,000 annually. For non-residents, $25,000, and housing ranges between $6,500 and $8,000.
When a student applies for admission, they are automatically considered for automatic scholarships. So when a student applies and is admitted, in the actual letter of acceptance will be information about the scholarships they'll be awarded.
IU offers 183 majors and 332 degree programs.
Coming in at 18, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I started out as a physical therapy major and graduated as a business major in marketing advertising. So I was able to, my freshman and sophomore year, really explore a lot of different classes and really figure out what my niche was.
A few student favorites are business, psychology, exploratory, and education. IU's Jacobs School of Music is one of the world's premier music schools. It's got 30 ensembles and present more than 1,100 performances a year. Indiana University employs 1,943 full-time faculty and 366 part-time members, of which 1,585 hold a doctorate.
Our professors are incredibly influential. They're all research professors, so while they teach, they also research as well. So that's a great little commodity we have here.
Make sure you show your Hoosier spirit by checking out any one of Indiana's 24 varsity athletic teams that play in the Big Ten Athletic Conference.
The Hoosiers have won 23 NCAA team championships, as well as 158 Big Ten team championships. That's like a lot of championships.
Yeah. School spirit is all about turning crimson, and I like to go to the football games because they're a lot of fun. You've got people really involved in that, but basketball is a huge sport here. It's a ton of fun to go to the basketball games.
Indiana has 11 residence halls that are grouped into 3 neighborhoods.
You know, if you'd rather live with someone that shares your interests, you can check out the Living Learning Centers.
I've had a roommate from Alaska, Tokyo, Japan. I've had a roommate from Maryland, California, basically anywhere and everywhere.
Join one of Indiana's fantastic recreational sports programs. Go Greek, or be a part of one of the 1,200 musical performances each year. Don't just sit around. Do something inspiring.
You can join any club, any organization imaginable. And if there's not one that fits your style, you can create your own as well. It's very easy to create your own.
The Little 500 is a big deal here at IU. It's a bike race. It's a whole week of events. People get together, concerts, a lot of artists come down. You can watch the different sororities and organizations compete. It's a really interesting race and really interesting to see how campus just kind of turns up the volume.
So if you're ready to start off your college career on the right note, follow that tune straight to Indiana University today.
We've had a great time here at Indiana University, but I guess it's already time for us to go.
IU has a beautiful campus and plenty of Hoosier spirit to go around. Hey, like they say here in Bloomington, go IU.
Go Hoosiers. For University TV, I'm Levon.
And I'm Jessica. We'll catch you next time.
And we still got another.
I'm Ferrari St. Paul, and this is University TV, where we put you in university. Today we're here at Purdue University, founded in 1869 and named after its benefactor, John Purdue. This university is one of the few land-grant universities in the United States to be named after a person. Purdue is located on the banks of the Wabash River in West Lafayette, Indiana, about an hour north of Indianapolis and about 2.5 hours southeast of Chicago. Purdue's main campus is nearly 2,500 acres and features several malls, fountains, a horticultural park, 2 golf courses, and an airport. All buildings on campus except for management ones are made of red brick, giving Purdue the classic college look. Time to ride the train! Purdue University is home of the Boilermakers. You are looking at the world's largest mascot. I'm going for a spin on the Boilermakers special. Purdue University enrolls just under 40,000 students, 31,000 of which are undergraduates. The student body is about 58% male to 42% female. And minority students make up almost 12% of the population.
We are crazy here. We just love getting dressed up all the time. We have so many traditions here.
Fountain runs are definitely a major tradition on campus. They say that you have to run through the fountain before you graduate, or you're supposed to run through it on graduation day.
Students looking for admission to Purdue apply directly to their major, so requirements can vary between different programs.
Well, there's a lot of self-selection that goes on in students who apply to Purdue because we do expect students to perform in the classroom, and we have pretty rigorous expectations once students are here. So we look for students who have taken the tough courses in high school and are prepared to be successful.
The average range of SAT scores for incoming freshmen are between 1530 and 1880. The average ACT scores range between 23 and 29, and the average GPA runs between 3.3 and 3.9. Tuition and fees for Indiana residents runs about $8,600 per year, and about $25,000 per year for out-of-state students. Housing is about an additional $8,700 per year. Purdue offers 200 majors housed within 12 schools and colleges. Some of the most popular majors include engineering, professional flight, hospitality, tourism management, pharmacy, management, and vet school. At Purdue University, the sky's the limit. While some students are studying in the classroom, professional flight students are soaring above campus. This is the first university-owned airport. Some of the largest colleges on campus include liberal arts, engineering, and technology.
No matter what engineering discipline you choose here at Purdue, you're choosing one of the top engineering programs in the world. You're really choosing an environment that is set up for success.
Purdue has around 2,700 faculty members, and the student-to-faculty ratio is a very low 14-to-1, enhancing the quality of learning on campus.
I think we aim to change the world.
Purdue's education is cutting edge with a purpose. It's not just research for research's sake.
One of my former students right now is responsible for taking new cardiac grafts. So a baby might be born with a hole in the heart. And so surgeons will go in and they'll place a graft over that hole. And one of my students works with the materials that are used for those grafts, from conception, the idea of the new material, all the way up through FDA trials, through trials actually in the operating room.
Pump it up with Purdue Pete. The Boilermakers' #1 fan cheers on 18 men's and women's varsity teams. Purdue competes at the Division I level in the Big Ten Conference. Students that wish to live on campus have 15 housing options, including male, female, and co-ed halls that feature dining courts and quick service restaurants.
Both of Gold Rush really eases the trouble and the fears of coming to college. From the minute you arrive on campus, there's people that help you move in. I was strongly involved with the Boiler Gold Rush program as both a team leader and team supervisor, and it's just a great program. You really meet a lot of fun people. They call it the Boilermaker family.
With over 800 student clubs and organizations on campus, the question isn't what to do outside of class, it's where to begin.
There's all sorts of clubs here. There's like fencing, there's Medieval Times Club, we have skydiving club. I have a friend that's actually involved with that as well, so it's just really great.
Greek life also plays a big role at Purdue with nearly 80 chapters on campus. 22 Purdue alumni have gone into space, including the original moonwalker himself, Neil Armstrong. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Neil Armstrong got his start at Purdue University, and his legacy lives on. At the Armstrong Hall of Engineering, you can get a taste of space right here on planet Earth.
We also just recently received a piece of the moon from Roger Chaffee's widow, who presented it at halftime at one of our football games. And Neil Armstrong even led the crowd doing shout.
If you're looking for a university that is large in size but with a small campus feel and has a strong reputation for technological research, be sure to check out Purdue University. Thanks for joining us in West Lafayette, Indiana on our tour of Purdue University. I'm Ferrari St. Paul, and I will see you next time.
We'll be right back with your daily announcements.
School football, fly-lights, touchdowns.
Touchdown?
Touchdown. Friday football frenzy.
Powered by Indiana State University. There's more to Blue on the News at 11 on RTV 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for your daily announcements. Announcements.
There is a DECA meeting Friday during activity. Anyone who would like to be a part of this group, please meet in room 119.
The FCCLA is offering a toy and book drive for the Ronald McDonald House and Riley Children's Hospital in order to raise awareness for Childhood Cancer Month. If any student or faculty is interested in donating, please see Mrs. Baker, Mrs. Dean, or Shelby Wright.
Juniors and seniors, there will be a class competition in the form of a blood drive on October 29th. The winning participants will receive a pizza party.
You can now get your driver's license at 16 and 3 months, but only if you take driver's education, and you just need to be 15. Get signed up now. Driver's education class is offered here at Beech Grove High School starting November 4th through November 19th, each day at 3:15 to 5:45. Go to driversafety.com for information or call 759-5560. Deadline to register is October 26th.
And now it's time for your YouTube video of the day.
Just do it!
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Just do it! Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Today's YouTube video explains how you can never really touch anything.
Check it out.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here, and today we're going to get close, like really close. In fact, I want to answer the question, what's the closest we can get to other objects and other people? Now, it might sound like a kind of simple, easy question, but when you get down to the atoms of it, it's quite complex and might leave you feeling a little bit alone. When I go like this, my fingers, for all intents and purposes, are touching, but at an atomic level, they're not. That's right. In fact, if you're sitting in a chair right now, your body is technically not touching the chair at all. Instead, you are hovering above the chair by some tiny, tiny atomically sized gap, something too small for us to even see, but it's there. And it's caused by the fact that your butt and the chair are made out of atoms. Now, as we all know, the matter that we deal with every day is made out of atoms. And an atom is a nucleus surrounded by an outer shell of orbiting electrons. Now, when two atoms get close to each other that aren't going to bond or chemically react, they have trouble touching each other. Why? Because electrons repel one another, because they have the same charge. And because of a fancy thing called the Pauli exclusion principle, we also know that all of an atom's electrons cannot be all pushed down to the same energy level all together on the same shell. So what this means is that if I touch something, I'm technically not really touching it. The atoms are getting quite close together, but the electromagnetic repulsion between electrons is saying, no closer. Now, of course, the nerves in my skin can feel that repulsive force, and that's what I call the texture or the feeling of the object. If I push hard enough, of course, I can break or poke into or cut something, but I'm not touching any of its matter. I'm just pushing it out of the way using the electron-electron repulsion forces. Even though, so you can cut things really easily like this, the scissors never touched the card. This is where it gets depressing. What all of this means is that when you kiss your girlfriend or pet your dog or hug your grandmother, you're not actually making contact with their matter. You're not technically touching them. You're just feeling the repulsive force of their electrons. But maybe there's hope. Let's just avoid electrons altogether and ask ourselves, what can we do to affect the nucleus of someone else's atoms? Maybe we can do that? You're going to have to be a little bit radioactive if you're going to want to do this. And luckily, people are a little bit radioactive. In fact, if you sleep in a bed with another person for an entire year, your body is actually exposed to 1 millirem more radiation than someone who sleeps alone. Now, we are talking about tiny, tiny amounts that really don't affect your body at all, but still, they're there. How do they get there? Well, carbon-14 is in the air, and potassium-40 is in bananas. That's right. Bananas have a really high potassium content. In fact, any food that has a lot of potassium in it, like Brazil nuts, is going to act the same way. All that potassium's fine and dandy, but about 1 out of every 8,000 or so potassium atoms is a radioactive isotope of potassium. In fact, if you were to eat 600 bananas, it would be the equivalent of getting a chest x-ray. Okay, cool. So I am a little bit radioactive. Does that mean that if I hug someone really close, that some sort of radioactive ray might come out of my body and go into someone else's body and get absorbed into a nucleus of one of their atoms, and then we can really finally say that we touched on a fundamental level? Maybe. The radiation that comes out of us is very unlikely to hit someone else's atoms. And because people don't contain a lot of radioactive material in their bodies, that energy is just going to get absorbed. You're not going to really know that it happens, and the chance, like I said, is super unlikely. So maybe we should go back a little bit and talk about chemical reactions. Back when I mentioned that atoms have trouble touching, they are a little more friendly if they get together and, share electrons. Now, this kind of stuff is happening all the time. When I eat food, my body is chemically reacting with that food to take out the nutrients, get rid of the stuff I don't want. But short of being a cannibal and eating someone's arm or being a zombie, how can I get chemically reactionally close to a person? Well, luckily, there is a thing called birth. When you're growing inside your mother, your father and mother's DNA are all working together in chemical ways to create you. Because they're sharing electrons, it seems at least more like a touch. I guess what I'm trying to say is that, in a way, your parents and your children are the only people you can know for certain you've come the closest to actually touching. And that's touching. And as always, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching Swarmed.
We hope you enjoyed today's show.
Be sure to check out our website, bgswarmed.com.
And follow us on Twitter @BGSwarmed.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Adrian. Have a great weekend.